Okay, the next step is getting the output side of the compressor plumbed into the air box. So, I've been out here staring at it long enough. I think I have a plan. So what I'm going to do is take the old airbox lid here, and there's a spot right here in this triangle where I can drill a hole. I need to stay away from these tabs because these tabs here actually hold the air filter tabs in right here, so they rest up against here. And then there's some ribs in the back here, so I got to stay this way a little bit. So there's kind of a sweet spot right here, which is basically this point of this triangle where I can drill a hole. This ends up being a little over 90 degrees here where I need to go. So I'm going to put my silicone elbow back here, and I've got this piece of the header that's got a nice little bend in it. So I'm going to cut that down and put that here, so when I put the 90 on here, it's actually pointed back in towards the bike instead of straight forward, which will help because it's like 112 degrees I need to go from here to there to go to this pipe. So that's going to go there. I talked earlier about filling the hole for the snorkel. There's 2 ports behind this brake reservoir that'll get a loop of hose. I can take the old hose from the pair system, which is the air injection system, out of my big box of parts and just loop it there. Then there's a drain and a little tube here to tell you if you got oil in your air box. That will get a loop of clear fuel line so I can still see if there's oil in it, but that completely seals the air box of vent holes basically. So the only hole will be into the throttle body and the one I put in the airbox lid. So to get from this pipe to the silicone elbow on that piece of header into the airbox lid, I have an old air cylinder that I cut the ends out of and took all the guts out of, which this happens to be long enough. So I'm gonna take a couple cuts out of this, and it's called lobster back, where you make a bunch of cuts and then you bend the tube to close those cuts and weld it shut. Also, I was saving these for my double engine bike, but forget about it. I'm way behind on that from where I wanted to be. This is way more fun. People want to see this more. So this is the inside pipe of the CRF250 header, because it's double walled. Remember, this is where your exhaust gas actually goes through. This is just on the outside to keep heat in and to make it look nice and to protect this pipe. So, you know, there. Anyway, if I put these two together and I put them on a little stub off of this, so if I cut it way down here, that makes a nice gradual turn. Let's see that a little bit better. That makes a nice gradual turn. And then it can go, I'll have to actually cut it back here where it's a little more straight. Then that can go back to the air box and connect that all together. So this part I knew I couldn't make it look real slick, real nice. You know, I could potentially try and throw plastic on the floor. Try and route it back here where the header went, and completely get rid of the air box and try and 90 it up, and then 180 it into the throttle body. But I want the factory air box in here as an air plenum to cut down on the pulses of air that this is going to put out. So you'll have these great big spikes of air coming out of here because its exhaust pulse is spinning it. So this air box cuts those peaks off so it's a little smoother. So that's the plan so far. So now I got to make it happen. So the first thing I'm going to do is drill a hole in this, put a plate on here. I'll probably have to get like something soft. Like, I don't have a bean bag or whatever, a mallet bag for doing body work that I could hammer a plate into to make it rounded to fit this. So I'll have to make up something for that, roll up my rug or something for that. Plate with a chunk of pipe coming out of it. Cut a hole in that side cover, that white piece that just fell off the bike a minute ago. Silicone elbow, pipe, curved pipe into this, into this, into that. Choo-choo noises, wheelies and shit. Great!